Hello everyone. September 7th, 2025, we're getting a blood moon. And this blood moon comes with the second total solar eclipse. And it has been giving out some crazy vibes and energy. I don't know about you, if you're feeling affected by it. I know I personally have been amped with energy and I've been getting a lot of downloads. So I do want to share some of those messages with you. But before I get into those messages, I want to just give you something practical. And I have made a separate post with a meditation if that will help you really calm down, use your breath work, and use intention to get your body, mind, and spirit on one accord to use this time where God actually uses His creation to help us, to give us a catalyst to move things out of our life. You can look at this as something beautiful and a wonderful event in the sky, or you can really see this as a portal for prophecy, revelation, an awakening, a letting go. So make it what you want, but I know I have really become more sensitive to messages from God and energies in the sky. So it's caused me to just get on here and talk about it and help you if you also have become more sensitive than you have in the past. So let me now just move right into, I've gotten 3 different messages. I will shorten them, encapsulate them as best as I can. But the first one was God telling me about the difference between looking for balance in life, like a work-life balance, that's really not what this time is about. It's about wholeness. If we actually looked at balance and we try to put them on scales that you're weighing things, that is not how energy works. That's not how it's in our body and expressing. It doesn't have weight like that. It moves through our bodies differently. So He showed me how we need to be sensitive to our design and how we have many facets of our personality and our makeup, and we should look for wholeness. Just like if we were to make a chocolate chip cookie, you don't do 50-50 and call that a balanced cookie. You look for a whole cookie where even if the measurements of flour is way more than how much eggs and vanilla are in there, it's because those proportions are fashioned and put together accordingly to make a whole cookie. And God always uses food references for me, so if that doesn't land, I'm sorry. But basically, if you were to think of I should work 50% of the time and rest 50% of the time, think of everyone's job and their capacity. That wouldn't make sense because some people don't get paid as much and they would not be able to make their bills. Or some people have way more energy than that and they would actually go into a slump. They would lose creativity maybe and be depressed because they actually have the capacity to work more, and that's too much rest. So balance is not what we're trying to achieve. We want to achieve our individual wholeness. So there's that one. Then He also shared with me about this time is a time of temperance. And this, again, another food reference. When you're making custard or different sauces and you have to temper in the eggs, slowly whipping and folding it in little by little to temper the egg into the mixture so it doesn't cook. You can't put it all in there. You slowly fold it in and temper the egg to influence it and then integrate it to where it can safely become one. And that's what He wants to do with us. There's a lot going on in the world, a lot of emotions and energy coming from everywhere. And He's asking us to tap into Him listen to him, and allow him to temper in his ways, influence us, where we can slowly fold it in not a state of overwhelm, but a state of receiving to achieve that wholeness. So let it happen slowly and you won't feel overwhelmed. And the last message he gave me was showing me that this time between now and September 24th, going into the 25th, which will be a portal of leaving the old and going into the new, that this time is like John the Baptist. When John the Baptist was here and he was preparing the way for Jesus, we all know when we get baptized, the symbolism there is that we are submerging ourselves and cleansing ourselves and washing away the old and leaving behind the old man and rising up a new creation, right? A new creature. And that new creature is no longer the old. So of course, everything in front of that journey is new. It's like a new destiny, right? So that's what we're going through right now. We have the opportunity to use the next close to 30 days, 3 weeks, to find out what we want to let God put the finger on. What do we want to let him show us to let go of, to keep underwater and let it stay behind so we can become a new creation, a new creature. And that's the energy that's here. God is preparing the way for Christ to come back in us. I'm not saying the actual second coming, because God's always coming to us, right? So there is a Christ consciousness, awareness that wants to come transform us and let us have this threshold that we can pass over, and we're leaving the old man behind and literally becoming a new creature, to live in a new way, to have new experiences, new blessings, new efforts being rewarded, blessings. It's going to be a new destiny, but it does take this time where we want to empty the vessel. We want to allow ourselves to see what we need to let go of. And you can do that any kind of way, just in your meditation, getting really clear, trying to do shadow work, get away from that ego telling you it's all okay. No, let's change our patterns. Let's change our paradigms so we can shift into a greater, closer relationship. Because just like when John the Baptist was here before, he prepared the way for Jesus to come, and he baptized and cleansed people so they could receive. So that's what this time is. It is a time where even the energies will help shake us and poke us and make us uncomfortable and aware. People will be mirrors to our problems, and we need to look at those mirrors and say, yes, that's what's gonna be gone. I'm gonna let go of that. So yeah, get before him, take some quiet time, and see how you can become a new creature. What do you want to do to create a new reality with God? Hope this encouraged and inspired you. Comment below on some things you have been hearing and things you're going to do to change to get your new destiny.